Welcome to the Casual Experience.
Hello, casuals. You're welcome to the Casual Experience Show, a podcast where we talk about fight and mixed martial arts and talk about it in a casual manner. We'll be talking about the Rio cards headlined by Charles Dubron, Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot. And I'm here with my friend Onyedika.
Hi guys.
It seems that the world around the MMA community still remains charmer. And now the Brazil card now seems to follow up with the old charmer vibes. Do you think the Brazil fighters will live up to expectations? Given Alex's performance?
First of all, to start this podcast, Shama.
Shama.
No Shama.
Shama.
Yeah, I strongly believe, man, that every road is leading back to Rio.
He would have gotten back to Brazil by now, or you think he's still enjoying his time in Vegas?
Well, that one personally, I think is up to Alex.
He's
He's a strange kind of guy. I'm happy that the world is finally coming to understand the weirdness.
No, not weirdness, special. The guy is special.
Well, I'm trying to sound with the world right now, but I've always been on Alex's side.
Yeah.
The side of the schizos, for example.
Did you expect him to win?
Hell yes.
Now, did you expect him to have that kind of performance?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Then we should have followed your own decisions.
I came for the watch party now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, I don't know if that episode is out yet. I was at the top of my voice.
Yeah, it is.
I could not rest the whole.
You and Levi.
Hello.
Yes, you and Lilo.
Hello, Josh, Juicy.
Yeah.
Now we're back and forth at it, man. I think that was my best pay-per-view so
far this year.
Yeah.
Better than Tobi Oliveira.
Obviously. I mean, because it was Oliveira that was knocked out like that. That's why.
Yeah.
So it can't be my best. But, I mean, that should probably be second because Topuria and Alex Pereira are my two best fighters for the past, at least, more than a year now.
Yeah.
More than a year. Like, I've been riding on that mental mantra. I mean, it's not until the fight day is the camp. So I kind of follow them on socials, you know. When they're in camp, I'm in fight camp as well. But personally, I've been in fight camp almost throughout this year because of my colleagues at TMA. Anytime they're in fight camp, I'm also like mentally there as well. But other than that, these two guys, Topuria and Alex, whenever they are on it, I'm locked into.
But his win,
yeah.
The energy definitely would flow into this card.
Yes.
Like the manner of how he won, and the whole energy is still up in the air, right?
Yeah.
And you know the Brazilians, they have their pride, like in when it comes to combat sports.
Yes.
They hold themselves high to be one of the top nations when it comes to mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
They have their what's that style where they
Jiu-Jitsu?
No, not jiu-jitsu. Okay. That one that they float like water, they dance like water. They call it
Sambo.
Not sambo. That's Russia. That one, I know you know what I'm saying. That one that you'll be doing like this.
Yeah.
It's a Brazilian style.
You know one thing I love about Brazil, just generally speaking, Brazil is like is a whole mashup of different cultures.
Yeah.
You know, Southern America.
Yeah.
They have most of their cultures are quite similar.
Yeah.
You understand? And the Brazilians, I can't really remember if it is Brazil that they said there's a part of Brazil that celebrates is it New Yam Festival?
New Yam.
Yes, from
like
the Igbos. Yes. So, and then there's jiu-jitsu, there's football that they've been known historically for. So I see them as a strong blend of cultures.
Their culture is relatable though.
Yeah.
So I mean, as a Nigerian, you can relate with their culture.
Yes.
Many of the things that they do, even their favelas.
The population, yeah.
When you hear the favelas, you can always see how you can always relate it to our own hood here and stuff. So, but for the fight, what do you perceive? But don't you think Oliveira is coming short notice?
Well,
coming from that devastating knockout he just had from Topuria.
Yeah, I understand that, and I can also call that short notice, or I agree with you on that from that angle that it's a short notice fight. Yeah. But also for the pedigree of Oliveira in the UFC,
He insisted on fighting on the card. It being in Brazil, he insisted on fighting on the card.
I mean, that's why I said the pedigree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight's been in Brazil.
Yeah.
Bro, if I were to be Oliveira, I'm not Oliveira. I'm nowhere close to Oliveira.
Yeah.
But if I were to be Oliveira and I don't know, fucking Topuria knocked me out 3 weeks ago, and UFC Rio is next week, I will fight on that card.
Yeah.
if I were Oliveira, and I feel that's also the kind of mentality Oliveira is going with. So maybe he might not feel strong enough because Fiziev was supposed to be on this card now.
Yeah, he was supposed to originally fight
Man, I wanted to see
Fiziev.
that
Now
card,
Gamrot
that
is
fight.
coming short notice.
Yeah,
Gamrot definitely, that's a significant factor. The fact that he's coming in short notice.
Yeah, can always be plus or minus for the person coming on short notice. Yeah.
Fiziev has his own attributes. Fiziev would
Stand up.
no the way you would have seen the fight turn out is either ways. If Fiziev won, maybe by knockout, and you won't. I don't think we want that for a Charles Oliveira now.
Yeah.
Definitely, we know Gamrot will. His main game is we want to
Wrestling,
grapple. Yeah, we want to wrestle and grapple. And for the pedigree that Charles has as a jiu-jitsu fighter, like
a finisher.
A finisher. He
Most
welcomes
bonuses.
that. He welcomes that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And both of them, their stats seems to be similar. Their age-wise, Oliveira is 35.
35, okay.
Gamrot is 34. They are the same height.
Yeah, I got that stat.
They are the same weight. Obviously, they're fighting in lightweight.
But their walk around weight, is that where you're coming from?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Oliveira has a longer reach. So how do you see the fight playing out?
Oliveira has the longer reach.
Yeah, Oliveira
Sorry,
has
by
the
how
long-
many specifically?
By 9 inches.
That's
Like,
the difference.
yes.
I'm
the
sorry,
reach.
Oliveira's
Oliveira's
winning.
reach is 188.
Oliveira is winning this fight. That's my take.
How do you see the
That's
fight playing
my
out?
that's my
Do you-
clear-cut take.
How do you see it playing out? Do you see those knocking him out? How do you see the fight playing out?
I see the fight ending as a TKO or a finish via submission.
Yeah, and knowing that Gamrot, because of his aggressive grappling and chain grappling, he tends to, in the later rounds, slow down and not gas out, but
Slow down.
You just know that he slows down. Oliveira taking him to the later round won't be an advantage.
Yeah,
Him coming in short notice also them fighting in Brazil.
that's a very, very legit factor because I mean, look at his track record kind of shows that now. That's Mateusz Gamrot. He, like you said, he will grapple heavily, he will wrestle heavily, and then tend to wear out as the fight goes on. They're the same age, make no mistake. But then in terms of like pedigree in the UFC, Oliveira is like, an older fighter or a much more seasoned fighter than Mateusz Gamrot. The reason why I'm leaning towards Oliveira, I'll say this as my point against Gamrot and my points for Oliveira. Let me start with Gamrot. Gamrot particularly, I would say that the fact that he tends to wear out as the fight goes on will be an advantage to Oliveira because the longer the fight goes without Gamrot being able to finish Oliveira, which is something we've not really seen in his arsenal like that.
Yeah.
No.
Considering that he's even coming in short notice.
Yes, that's another
I
thing.
don't think he might be fight ready.
Yeah.
He might be in peak condition for a fight, but like you've not prepared specifically
For that fighter.
Opponent.
Yes, that's very correct. And that's one of the things that we've seen that affects fighters. And I think Matthews is, forget his age.
Yeah.
For the fact that he's able to, come up against the likes of Oliveira right now and his previous opponents, I really think he's still on the come up.
Yeah.
Forget his age.
Yeah.
I mean, as stardom wise in
That's
the UFC.
Gamrot?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's on the come up.
Yeah, he just won Ludovic Klein early this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the fact that he's still on that come up, if you look at how, you know how we say the gods of MMA now.
Yeah.
Something like that. I really feel Oliveira is going to edge him out on this because one, now I'm on Oliveira's side, the reach.
Yeah.
Oliveira has shown that when the stakes are high, at least for the historically from all his fights and bonuses, his experience is the word to sum up everything I was trying to describe just now. But his experience backs him up with the pedigree to finish fights with a TKO from the striking position. We saw that with Benel Dariush.
Yeah.
And Benel Dariush, I can say, is a good case comparison for these two guys. I think Matthews fought Dariush not too long ago. Yeah.
Lost to him.
Thank you.
That was 2022.
How long did that fight last?
3 years ago. It was a 3-round unanimous.
Yeah, he went the distance, yes?
Yeah, he went the
Good.
distance.
And then we saw how Oliveira, from the start of the fight, went for the kill against Beneil Dariush. It shocked Beneil Dariush and shocked all of us.
Yeah.
And if you look at the fights from over the weekend, that was the exact same way Pereira started the fight against Magomed.
Yeah.
We all thought the fight would last at least 3 rounds because of the wrestling of Magomed.
Yeah.
At least 3 rounds. And because of the fear factor, and let's see what Oliveira has to do coming back from that. But that's why I sounded so confident at the start of this.
Yeah.
Oliveira gave some excuses. You know, we call that an excuse.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm still trying to link this to Oliveira's points against Gamrot. Pereira gave some excuses, which is he had some injuries, his toe was screwed, and all of that.
Against Pereira?
No. Against Magomed in the first fight.
Okay, are you saying Pereira?
Yes, Pereira.
I'm saying Oliveira.
Sorry. No, I kept on saying Pereira, sorry.
Okay.
But I'm trying to use from this very fight, that's a few days ago, to give an idea of why I feel the fight this weekend will go the way it will go.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of that fight night. And yeah, I was saying that Pereira, look at the front foot he went with against Dariush at the start of that fight. It's kind of the front pressure.
Similar thing that Oliveira does.
That Pereira went forward against Magomed.
It's what Oliveira too does.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
He starts with a jumping tip kick most of his fights.
Recently.
Yeah.
Well, and ever since he started his title run, that's when he started going with that forward pressure.
Yeah.
He didn't used to go with that forward pressure because if you notice, everybody he was fighting in that title run kept on coming at him with that criticism that he's a quitter. He doesn't. So that was one of the reasons why he felt, hence these guys feel like a quitter. You know what?
That was early in his featherweight reign. When he was featherweight, that was when he was termed a quitter.
Yes.
When he used to cut a whole lot of weight, and you just knew that his body always gave out. He was one of the few people that
he was still getting used to his body in the
that
UFC.
verbally tapped. But when Oliveira in that lightweight, there was never anything quit in him. And
come on, quit now.
even his style.
Yeah.
He's a forward fighter.
Yes.
He's not someone that stays against the cage and all. But this fight is the main event. It's going to be a 5-round fight. And from my own perspective, I see Gamrot just having only 2 rounds max.
That's if it will last that long.
Yeah. Well, it will, because I'm sure Oliveira's game plan right now will be to push him into the later rounds, knowing that he's coming in short notice.
I really think it would be to finish for a title shot. What do you think?
He will finish. Finish could be come in the later round. If finish a Gamrot in the first or second round
at
Rio, it can happen. But Gamrot, regardless of short fight notice, is an elite competition. He's an elite fighter, and his own style of takedown is different. He doesn't take down like Ankalaev. He's when he wants to take down. Have you seen him taking down? When his
pressure is very high, man.
No, not like he's someone that can take you down even when you're pressing against him.
That is, his pressure is very high.
Drops to the floor.
Yes.
He has a weird, an irregular way of taking,
unorthodox way of taking
people down.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Oliveira will be comfortable on the ground.
That's why I don't see that fight going far.
Yes.
Because if you were to take that fight to the ground as Mateusz, and let's say for instance Mateusz takes him down because he is tired. Let's assume that, because at some point, if the fight goes on and he's coming in on short notice, most fights that we've seen fighters coming in on short notice, the fight ends up going the distance against very seasoned vets, because I mean they didn't plan for that fight, didn't plan for that fighter, so they are figuring everything out as the fight goes on. You understand? But for Oliveira and Gamrot, if that fight goes the distance, I would lean more on Oliveira finishing it by a clean submission.
So what's your final prediction for that?
You boxed me.
Fine.
I would say, still finish by Oliveira. Can I leave an opening for two outcomes? One, Oliveira finishes by TKO early, which would be like a replica of his fight against Beneil Dariush, because I feel he's that locked in. Or two, he gets the submission finish as the rounds go on. The last possible outcome would be decision, and if he gets a decision, it will be bad for him. I have to talk about it because of the title run.
Yeah.
It will be bad for him.
Yeah.
I feel.
I think I'm going to go with you too. I feel if Oliveira can just survive the early storms, I don't think it's going to be an early finish. I see either a TKO2 or a submission, but I think he's going to be in the later rounds. So I'm going to be predicting a 4th round submission.
That's a very realistic take.
Yeah.
Just to wrap up on Magomed and Pereira.
Yeah.
There's the comparison to this Gamrot and Oliveira's fight. I strongly believe that if Oliveira were to come into this fight with Topuria and Makachev on his mind while watching or staring across the octagon with Gamrot in his sight, but with those two people in his vision, with the intention of climbing back for another potential title run, I don't see that fight lasting long. I mean, who knows? You could see a clean Topuria punch that will take this guy to the ground and wobble him, and he finishes by TKO. This is what I'm seeing. I won't lie.
Well, I'm sure the energy there would definitely elevate.
Don't play with the energy.
Oliveira's game.
Yeah.
And then to our co-main event also, it's a Brazilian fight. Deiveson God of War Figueiredo
and Montel Jackson
versus Montel Jackson. In bantamweight, obviously, Figueiredo he's been a flyweight champion, dominant flyweight champion, and now he's trying to find his feet in bantamweight. Figueiredo is on a 2-fight losing streak. He just lost to Corey Sandegan. And then Peter Yan,
who just lost
the title fight. And then Montel Jackson himself is a rising upcomer. I'm looking through all his recent fights. Well, he seems to be a good wrestler and grappler, and it just feels like it's just going to be a fight of contrasting styles. So, and I feel Figgy, as good as he is and strong as he is, I feel he's already on his way. He's already on a declining line. He's 37 years old. 37, and he's had a whole lot of work.
Hey, Pereira is 38, bro.
But on the earlier side of fighters, they seem to be better when they are older. Like heavyweights, they seem to be better when they are getting towards their late 30s to 40s.
Yes, the heavier weights, they age like fine wine.
Yes.
Seeing that. You see Glover Teixeira winning the title at 45, I'll be 42.
Yes. So it's the same thing with
can happen at
Pereira too. I think he's going to fight in heavyweight. And he's just going to keep extending his legacy. But for this bantamweight fight, what do you see? How do you see the stylistic matchups?
Well, for this Deiveson Figueiredo and Montel Jackson, well, the facts are there. Let's start with their age. 37 and 33 is a massively discrepant age gap in these lower classes. For example, you know Hamid now. Hamid and I are like almost 10 years apart. Look, even if I were to gain as much muscle mass as that kid, I have no business fighting that boy because of the age difference. You understand? I mean, maybe because of the fact that we do train together. You understand? I might do better against other people that I'll be older than, but him particularly for that his level, and he's a national division champion right now. So for that level, I won't come close. Same thing with Figueiredo and Montel Jackson, and I also feel it's the same thing with Figueiredo and the past fights he has had. I mean, look at how great this guy that fought him 4 times, Brandon Moreno. Look how great Brandon Moreno is looking now because of fighting Deiveson Figueiredo. Look at the age difference is not that much, but at least in terms of their experience and their wear and tear, it was quite significant that Deiveson had more than Moreno, and Moreno was able to use that as an advantage. Anything that has wear and tear, be it age, wear and tear in age, or wear and tear in terms of physical activity, it does count as an advantage for the younger guy or the lesser experienced person in the lower weighted class divisions. So at least for the age, I'm going to tilt on the side of Montel Jackson. Also, he's 11-2.
Yeah.
And his 2 losses I mean, I think the first one, it was his first fight in the UFC after he came in through the Dynamite Contender
15 and
Series.
2.
He's 15-2.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's in general, but I think in the UFC he's 11-2. And the first one was his very first fight.
Yeah.
Not that's excluding the Dynamite Contender Series, chef. And the second was to Brett Jones. That one, I remember that one. Then, other than that, he now has some good KOs and submissions. I really think he's going to mix things up well. Unless Deiveson Figueiredo pulls something out of his heart.
Yeah.
Being the fact that it's in UFC Rio that this card is happening, it's kind of like a redemption arc for him and Oliveira. You know, they could tune into that because that's this thing I'm saying now does not play a very huge role in the eyes of casuals or fans and all of that. But if you're on the side of sports, if you're on the side of competition, you know it's a very huge factor.
Yeah.
So I strongly feel if Deiveson can tap into that, that is his key to victory. If not, the longer this fight goes, Montel Jackson is winning.
Well, everything seems to be tilting towards Jackson.
Yeah,
because
I'm just trying to be hopeful.
One of the attributes of Figgy was when he was in flyweight was his size. He used apart from his fighting attributes, he used his size, and because he used to have massive weight cuts. It seems him being in bantamweight right now.
Yeah,
the size doesn't matter now. Even most of the bantamweight fighters, he's a big bantamweight still, but they are bigger bantamweight. And I'm looking at the Montel Jackson. You know, his fight against Daniel Marcos. The guy is big, lean, and lanky, and then he has a particular attribute that has always been a kryptonite to Figgy: pressure and wrestling.
Yeah,
once Figgy starts getting cautious of the takedown defense, it seems to be too guarded and hesitant in his shots. And I feel if there is any fight on the Rio card that is going to disappoint the Rio fans, it's going to be this fight.
Why so? And what is the disappointment?
It tells you that I'm tilting my finger towards Montel Jackson.
Okay,
he has the age on his side. As you said, Figgy has the way.
Okay, upset at Rio. Okay, I get what you're saying. So,
yeah, no. I mean, there's no upset
at Rio. Yes,
yes, upset at Rio. But at the odd makers stand,
I don't think
he's the favorite.
Yeah.
Montel Jackson is clearly the favorite.
Yes,
going into it. But do we in any way see like if Figgy, what game plan do you think Figgy can come up with to be able to come out with a win in that fight?
Man, what we know him for as the God of War, and that is to finish people.
Yeah.
I don't see him. I mean, his knockout pedigree has massively gone down ever since he came out to the bantamweight. In his defense, I feel it's because he has, ever since he came to the bantamweight, strategically, if you look at the opponents he has been given, they have kind of been like opponents to I don't want to use the term to start padding towards a title run, but I mean it kind of is for that. You know, the people he has been facing, he has faced the likes of Corey Sanhagen. He has faced
bantamweight.
At where?
Bantamweight.
Yes, at bantamweight. He has also faced Nurmagomedov Umar, right? Piotr Jan, sorry.
Piotr Jan.
Look at the caliber of people he has faced at that level.
Marlon Vera.
Yeah. These are people that on a very good day, you fight them, you get the title shot, depending on how that fight goes and how the title holders fight goes. You get a clean title shot. But he came up short. And look at the people they keep on still feeding him with.
Yeah.
You understand? Somebody, a casual, one of us, could casually say, bring up the arguments for him being protected by the UFC or having Dana White privilege.
Montel?
No, Deiveson.
Okay, Deiveson.
You understand? And I see that from the point of view of him being seen as him still having that spark, having that knack. You understand? Having that special X factor. And that special X factor for me, which would be a key to him finishing this fight or winning this fight, is finishing Montel Jackson.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you can tap into that aura that Pereira has passed on to his comrades from earlier this week, if you can tap into that and finish this fight, I really think it will go a long way for him in that title run.
Yeah.
And the only way that he can do this is, I don't see him getting a KO against Montel Jackson. Unless Montel, for any reason, comes up short mentally for the fact that he's at Rio. But
Yeah.
at that level, man,
Yeah.
if that happens to him, he could get caught, man.
Yeah, I think
he could get caught. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a gritty fight though. Like it's going to, he would, if Montel comes out with the win, he would have to work for it.
He would have to work. He would have to work for it.
It won't just by chance or by anything knock out Figgy or submit Figgy. He will have to work for his win.
And Figueiredo is never the guy to count out when his opponent is fighting for something, because
and
he's never the guy to count out.
We keep saying Rio. There is no audience. There is no audience like MMA audience or MMA fans like the Brazilian fans.
Agreed.
When it comes to their fight.
In UFC particularly.
When you're coming out from under the tunnel and they start saying, "Ooh, Vamero."
Yeah.
You know what that means now? You're going to die tonight. You're going to die. All from the for some opponent, they could just cave under the pressure.
Yeah, football fan now.
Yeah.
Yeah, football fan.
Yeah.
It's almost like Anfield. The aura that comes with playing at Anfield, Signal Iduna Park.
Yeah.
Rio,
Now,
they have that. I think they paint their Octagon yellow too.
Yeah, now
it's different.
Take
Everything
take that up some several decibel up. That's how the Brazilian fans react to.
Yeah.
Not their own. They react to their fighters and their fighter opponents alike. And I don't think Montel has been under that kind of atmosphere or spotlight before. But as you said, they're professionals. So
He's fighting out of America, yeah?
Yeah.
Montel.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just do a DC and, what's his name? Uncle Cheo Sonnen.
Yeah.
These are two guys have gone to win at Rio. I can't remember if Cheo won at Rio.
Even Usman, Kobe Covington. That was his coming out party. I mean, when he said this place is a dump.
You can imagine. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, he doesn't have to be disrespectful anyway, but him going to Rio and getting a win would be very huge for him.
Yeah.
Because he's a historical thing. It's something that will be remembered no matter how his career goes.
So what's your prediction?
Man, after saying all of this, let my Brazilian brothers not come for me, man, with their rear naked chokes and anacondas. I see Montel edging out on. I don't know. Look,
you're not seeing,
honestly,
you're not seeing a situation where Figgy even submitting.
That was I said earlier.
Catches him in a
submission. What? My bold take for this, I'm going to lean on the side of the home. You understand, home side, because we're on air.
Yeah.
So I'll say Figueiredo by submission in maybe this is a 3-rounded fight.
Yeah.
Round 1. It has to be round 1.
Yeah.
The longer this fight goes is for Montel. So
I'm going to be taking Montel by decision. Okay. I feel he's just going to crowd Figgy. He's not going to let Figgy is going to take out some shots, but once he grabs hold of him, of recent, is not the enthusiasm he shows when he's being held down, or the urgency he shows when he's being held down. He doesn't show it anymore.
That's a very strong point there, man.
So my own final decision will be Montel Jackson. By not even a split, unanimous decision.
Unanimous, yeah. And that's a very realistic outcome too, because it's real. We have to. I don't know. I believe strongly in giving respect to fighters, to athletes in general.
We are always being respectful towards them because we have no idea what they go through. We see it with the weight cut. Did you see when Alex was cutting weight this weekend?
I don't know. That guy has been making 185, man.
Yuri came into the room and you could see. Even Jamail was saying, man, you hear it from most fighters that they love when they're cutting weight. It seems that they are doing an exorcism on themselves.
Yes, that is the most spiritual, like it's the most metaphysical and spiritual level a human being can be. Weight cutting.
Yeah. Look,
weight cutting, you're fasting basically now. I mean, look at the closest religious people are to spirituality. That's when they fast.
Yahuza explained what it does to him. He tries fast because he's used to it.
Yahuza is on another level when during his cuts, man. Like I see him at the gym sometimes, and I don't even say anything. I just pat him on the back and be like, "Well done, bro." I was trying to think of it from the medical point of view. I was thinking of the kind of effects this might have had on the kidneys already, particularly the liver, the whole cardiovascular system, because they're now short on fluids. I was just be looking at this and be like, man, these are special people, man.
Yeah. So
very special people.
in here we give them their we accord them their respect, because we have no idea all what they go through and what they put into fights. But at the end of the day, what we are seeing is the final product of the fight, and we have to call it the way we see it, or the way we feel is going to come out. Or the way we feel is going to turn out. Yeah. So for this particular fight, Figgy versus Montel Jackson, that will be my own take. Montel by decision.
How this can affect Figueiredo, because that's why I started. How this can affect Figueiredo, mainly because of his age. He has had too many weight cuts. You understand?
Yeah.
And too many weight cuts also has a mental burden and mental drain it has on people. So him coming off, you can see a fighter now winning a fight and giving, the first thing that comes to his mind is his weight cut was shit. His weight cut was not nice. That kind of a thing. Yeah. It's something that I believe can affect Figueiredo. But if he has a very good weight cut, and I am standing on, if he has a very good weight cut, because Figueiredo has struggled with weight cuts for a very long time in the UFC, and that's why he had to be like pushed by Dana White to be like, go and do your thing in bantamweight. If not in flyweight, he was finishing people. If you remember his fight against Benavidez too, where he finished Benavidez in kind of like a twister rear naked, in a rear naked, in a crank or with a crank. I think that was the time that Montel Jackson too lost against Brett Jones, because I remember that fight. That was also one of the cards where Brando Moreno fought as well. So I've been following like the build up of, the bantamweight and flyweight reign, and I strongly believe that if Figueiredo can have, I say it again, that's why I was focusing on the weight cut. Sorry about taking too long there. If Figueiredo can have a very good weight cut, I stand again on my prediction. We're going to see him finishing Montel Jackson in the first round, because he motivated Figueiredo. Bro, there is no fighter that comes close to a motivated Figueiredo. There is no person at that weight limit. And I stand by that. There is no person at that weight limit that comes close. Maybe the new modern fighters with their dominance of their fight styles, like how Merab is having victory now and all of that. Doesn't mean that he wouldn't have had victory, but on a normal day in the UFC, Merab wouldn't be having this, but he's just exceptional at what he does, at his fighting style. So that's also for. I'm sorry. This is my fight weight. This is my fight class.
You're looking at.
Yeah, this is my fight class as bantamweight. So I'm very, very, very interested in this and how everything around the fight, that's from the weight cut, the build up, is going to affect the fight. So I'm just excited.
Yeah. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
And then for our third fight, Vicente Luque, it's called Silent Assassin now. Yeah. Versus Joel Alvarez. And I feel on the main card, this seems to be the closest matchup stylistically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent longer time like trying to analyze this fight. And it doesn't take me time to analyze any fight. Just 3-5 minutes, I'm done. But this one, it's been like 15 to 20 minutes.
And Luque,
going back.
Luque, we know him that he's a seasoned veteran. He's had a whole lot of fights, and he has that street warrior kind of style. When you are fighting Vicente Luque,
he's game bred.
You are definitely going to be in a fight. But both of them seem to be matched up the same stylistically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think there's any threat of takedown from both of them. Except one of them just wants to surprise the other and implement a takedown. But Alvarez on his own will want to keep it standing, and definitely Luque too will want to stand and bang. Yeah. But when you're looking at the matchup, or when you're studying the matchup, what did you see?
Very good question, a very interesting question, because I've just been looking at this from that point of view that you just mentioned.
Yeah. Because
at first I was okay. To answer the question, first of all, I was looking at this from why I think the fights would end the way it should end, So I was looking at it from their nationalities point of view. That's one.
They're both Brazilians, though.
No, one is Spanish. Maybe
Alvarez is Spanish. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alvarez is Spanish. Sorry, man.
And also, and you know that Topuria card at the Bernabeu that they are cooking.
Yeah.
Good. Joel Alvarez might want to fight on that card.
Yeah, he's a solid fighter. But
Yes, he's very good.
He reminds me of a younger Vicente Luque.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that because this made me had to go back to their styles. I had to go back and rewatch some of their fights.
And when we are even saying younger Vicente Luque, you look at their age and you see Vicente Luque is just 33.
Exactly.
But he's been in more fights than him.
Yes.
Like look at the stats now. He has 23 wins, 11 losses. Yeah, and Alvarez on his own just has 25 fights, 22 wins, 3 losses. So
it's kind of what we're looking at also when we're talking about Mateusz Gamrot and Oliveira. They're around the same age.
yeah.
But then if you look at who is more seasoned in the UFC, you'll be tempted to say this one is older. It's just because of the experience and the background. And also that experience and the experience from another point of view can work against you.
Yeah.
Which is when you look at it as wear and tear. You understand? And Vicente Luque has had his fair share of wear and tear.
Yeah. He has.
Kai, him losing to Kevin Holland via submission took a huge bunch of his aura away. Because, leading up to now, one of the things that I used to look forward back then in 2019, 2017, when I started watching the UFC consistently, whenever they talk about Vicente Luque, it's always the threat of his takedowns, his black belt. I think he's a black belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Islam will ask who gave him the black belt.
We need to check his grappling. Who gave him black belt?
Black belt.
Yeah. So, those are one of his threats. When you look at him as a fighter, look at that his aura, him turning to the side, wearing his yellow shorts, kind of looking like that frown that Damian Maia used to have. Maia used to come with his threat of the black belt.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I used to see him. Now, like this time has passed too, and Vicente Luque that used to be the young 27-year-old then with so much, he's now a 34-year-old.
Yeah, because he's been fighting for long. Normally, at this age, some fighters are just in their prime.
Yeah.
But he seems to have just passed his prime.
Yes, I feel like he has gotten to that peak.
Yeah.
Sadly, because I don't like to say this about athletes because who am I to say that about somebody who is actively grinding in the sport? But we also as fans and viewers, we can talk.
Yeah.
And just observing from my little observation, from my humble observation, I really think he has gotten to the peak of his career. And I'm saying this because he's yet to fight this guy. If he fights Joel Alvarez and wins, well, for the trajectory of his career, I'll say there's still some steep for him. There's still some high for him. Because if Joel Alvarez wins him, bro, it's down from there. Because he recently lost to Kevin Holland via Amber, which is a very, very big win for Kevin. Kevin Holland hardly gets any submission wins.
Yeah.
Getting an Amber against Vicente Luque is very big for Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
And very bad for Vicente Luque. That's 1. 2. He also got a loss to Belal. It's Belal. Belal is a champion. But before, I don't think he was a champion at that time.
Oh.
That's Belal.
No.
Exactly. So, you understand, losing to Belal at that time, I have tons of respect for Belal. Maximum respect for Belal. Every other casual knows this. But then, the MMA world has little respect for Belal. You understand? So, on paper, one would say, he lost to Belal. That's not so good for him. Which is actually true because that was a worse Belal than now. Belal right now will still beat him. At least we've seen him as a champion. We've seen him face seasoned people. We've seen him with his Canelo hands. So we now believe he can throw those hands and he can out-wrestle anybody. Vicente Luque, on the other hand, I don't see him winning Belal. I'm trying to go with his track record. Jeff Neal was kind of, terrible against Jeff Neal. And Joaquin Buckley too. That was not a good fight. Everything is just looking bad for Vicente Luque in this fight. Do you remember how his fight with Joaquin Buckley went?
Knockout.
Yeah, TKO.
Yeah.
He pulled guard against Buckley.
Yeah.
Whenever a fighter pulls guard, I started with jiu-jitsu. I started with jiu-jitsu. So I kind of have some baseline understanding of mixed martial arts. Whenever a fighter rushes to pull guard after being hit, that means whoever connected well, neatly and very heavily. You understand? And you're trying to pull guard. So most of the time, when a fighter pulls guard and achieves little success with that guard he's pulling, we saw it with Magomed. After Pereira landed that straight right, you could see him trying to like, that's in Lando.
Yeah.
And he tried to pull guard. And in trying to pull guard, he failed at trying to pull guard. So that's why there was so much distance between his chest and Pereira. And Pereira just putting the leg.
Anklev.
Yeah, Anklev.
He was trying to take him down. He was trying to shoot a takedown.
Yes.
But the strength of Alex kind of stuffed the takedown.
Yes.
Then pushed him to the ground.
Yes. And then he also tried to pull guard.
He couldn't have pulled guard at that moment because their legs were scissors.
Yes, but he tried.
He didn't let. He was at that moment. It wasn't even pulling guard. He was just trying to survive.
He was trying to survive. Yes.
Trying to pull guard. I'm not aficionado of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But when I look at fight,
I'm practicing it more, so I might even be wrong with terminologies now.
Yes.
I get hit in the head a lot.
When fighters' legs are scissors.
Yeah.
When their legs are scissors.
Like half guard.
The only thing the one on the floor can be trying to do.
Escape.
Yeah, is to try to do chest to chest, like pull him pull your opponent on your chest. I don't even the implementation of 12 to 6 elbow now has already changed the ground game totally. Or you try and play
so true.
You try and play your jiu-jitsu with trying to get a heel hook or something there. So Magomed and Ankalev, he at the point at which Magomed went down, it was already written in the stars that he finished. There was nothing he could have done there. Nothing, absolutely nothing. What he was just doing was survive, and I think he even survived enough by not letting most of those elbows went through.
It should have been much. Have you seen his face? Have you seen his face after?
I saw it now. That is even the elbows.
That's the raccoon eye right now.
That's even the elbows not totally going through.
Yeah.
You saw the heights where that guy was throwing the elbows from with bad intentions.
He was arched up now. His back was straight. So imagine coming down with that power.
Yeah. So, but for the Vicente Luque, just let's wrap it up.
Yeah, wrapping it up now. But with this comparison, I love to paint pictures with previous fights. Buckley and Vicente Luque, Pereira Magomed.
Yeah.
At that point where I mentioned the pulling, it was almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Vicente Luque tried to hold. You don't do that with Buckley.
So how does it transition into Vicente Luque versus Joel Alvarez?
Good. If he gives Alvarez that kind of space, because at some point, Alvarez is a brown belter. Yeah. He might arrogantly, want to shoot where I believe Vicente Luque is going to have the upper hand. Yeah. But then he wouldn't shoot without mixing it up properly with his hands. Yeah. And I believe. Let me calm down with the I believe. Let it not be like I'm not giving Vicente Luque any chance. But if those hands should connect with Vicente and should by chance wobble him, and then he gets into the usual, let me try to out-grapple him or use the wrestling to come. Yeah. Joel Alvarez is not going to do that with him. This is a brown belter. What is all like the only thing on his mind are finishing sequences because he's going up against a higher belter. Yeah. You understand? So he's not going to come and do the flow. There's nothing to flow roll with this guy. And mind you, he's trying to cook himself for that Bernabeu card. I strongly believe you want to be on the same card with Topuria very soon.
So who wins? Who comes out with the win in that fight?
In as much as I know that we've been tilting towards the Brazilians on this card, I'll go with Joel Alvarez on this one. That's why I spoke so much, because I wouldn't want to disrespect anybody by just saying this, that, now.
This fight, I'm undecided too.
I'll say Joel Alvarez for me.
I was looking at Vicente Luque's win against Tembago Rainbow, and then his loss against Kevin Holland. Yeah. He just seems to be in there, out there. You can never be sure of the performance Vicente Luque is going to bring into the Octagon on the particular day. But there is this thing in the MMA community revolving around Vicente Luque. He claims he's a Brazilian, but most fighters, he
claim is wild.
Yes, no, he was born in Brazil. He says he's but most fighters don't agree with him. Yeah, because they'll be like, you've lived most of your life in America. You identify as an American, like you have an American passport. God. Like, how are you a Brazilian?
I'm so sorry for laughing. I relate so strongly with this.
Yeah, so there's something in for him to want to
prove.
To want to prove.
Yeah.
Wow. And your Alvarez, it just seems to be an unknown commodity, even though
largely he's unknown. We're going to know him after this fight,
so,
depending on how it goes. Yeah,
I'm going to just be saying this fight is going to get to a decision. I don't see a finish.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge respect to both of them.
Now, whoever wins, I feel the fight is just equal. Even I've not checked. I've not checked the odds, but I'm sure they will be very close. And on the main card, we see that there are lots of other fights on the card. I mean, recently this is like the longest main card. There are about 7 fights on the main card. You have
a traditional card. You see, Noche at Mexico and Rio. It's more like a cathedral of fights. It's not like the ones in US where
and the French card too.
Yeah, where people just want to watch few people. Nah, everybody's going to watch everyone there.
They stacked it up with Brazilian. Ricardo Ramos is fighting Can Kofli. Lucas Almeida is fighting Michel. Cool. But the fights that catches my fancy the most is the fight on the preliminary card.
Okay.
And I'm sure many people are not aware of it yet. Guess who's fighting?
If you don't know, now you know. Enlighten me. Enlighten us.
Walker Walker is fighting.
Not Johnny Walker, yeah.
Walker is
at first
fighting.
I rode along with the Walker at first.
Yeah, that means for me to call
with just the name.
For me to call Walter Walker and you didn't exclaim. That means you don't know the significance of waiting. Why I calling him? Not because he's the younger brother of Johnny Walker.
Yeah. That's why I said I just rode with it. I just saw Volta. I said that mistake was from me. I had to go back and start looking at it again.
He's the brother of Johnny Walker, obviously. But he's the only fighter that has 3 consecutive heel hook finishes. Different variation of heel hook finishes. He just had...
That says a lot about his IQ.
He just had...
I don't know, heel hooks are like an escape. I don't know. It's like a shortcut in jiu-jitsu. So if he has like 3 variations of heel hooks, well, he might get another one and he's on the prelims. So I don't know.
Early prelims, and he's so...
I'm kind of critiquing it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of critiquing that.
Watch this.
Okay, fine.
He's fought twice this year.
Yeah.
Last year, 2024, he started in August. He won Junior Tafa with a heel hook. That was one variation.
Junior Tafa, what weight does this guy fight at?
Heavyweight. Then he won Dontel Myers this year, February, by another variation of heel hook. The one I remember.
That's all I can finish people with right now.
Yeah. The one I remember recently.
I need to watch this guy.
Which was July, and the reason why I remember him was because he fought Kennedy Zechukwu.
Yeah, that was the fight that
he had the performance of the night.
I did not watch that. I didn't watch
also
Kennedy's
and that fight. Variation of heel hook. He's had 3 consecutive different variation of heel hook. And guess who is going to be fighting?
Who?
Mohammed Usman.
Yeah, Usman. Yeah.
Kamaru Usman's brother.
Because as far as I told you, I was looking at it from as Johnny Walker versus.
Yes.
Yeah.
The UFC brass and the people who that always schedule fights.
Yeah.
Man, they are such a brilliant mind.
Hunter, man.
Brilliant.
Hunter and Dana. It's crazy guys.
No, it's not Hunter and Dana.
No, I know, like the crew.
It's a boardroom of.
You know, it's the name. It's just the names that our fighters usually call.
Have you seen they do it on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Have you seen the room where they pick fights and they do the permutation of fights?
Yeah.
It's just the way our studio is with different pictures. They put different fights
and they have a central table.
There's a reason why they made sure that 2 heavyweight fighters that has 2 brothers also in the UFC are fighting.
That's a very interesting fun fact.
Mohammed Usman, the brother of Kamaru Usman, younger brother of Kamaru Usman fighting,
and then
Walker, the younger brother of Johnny Walker, so fighting. One is known for his finishing, one is known for his immense knockout power, and then the contracting style of it. Walker is Brazilian, obviously, so he has everything going for him.
Yeah.
But you can never count out Mohammed Usman. He seemed to not be an elite fighter, like has all the attributes of an, but he has that hunger. He has that Usman family hunger that made.
It's the same thing that Usman had now.
Yes.
Look at everything Usman was being called up until he finally became champion.
Yes.
And then defended till everybody now finally left him alone.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
No, not left him alone. Acknowledged.
I
that
really
this
feel
guy-
he's leaving
this
him
guy is
alone.
dead. Yes.
Because I really feel he's leaving him alone.
That's the fight that is going to be intriguing to me in the old card.
Yeah.
And then I just feel it's just going to be an interesting card. What's the fight? Okay, you've told me that there is the bantamweight fight that you're looking forward
Yeah.
to. Yeah. And the Brazil card is just so good.
I'm actually see. I'm looking forward to because of my training and like personally, like my own journey. But please, Oliveira, man, Oliveira's title run. We're back, baby.
Yeah, and we are all in for it. We'll be watching, and we'll be seeing, and then we'll be coming back for our review. And for our audience, if you've gotten to this point with us, it means that you are really liking what we are saying and our discussion, and we really appreciate you. Kindly share, kindly like, kindly subscribe when you're watching. It gives us great encouragement for what we do here, and we'll keep churning out good contents for you. And Onyedika, thank you for coming when we call upon you as usual.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, I hope you'll be around for the review show. Eh?
The review show.
Yeah.
By God's grace, I should.
Yeah. And guys, on this episode,
Welcome to the casual experience.